So, VSG approval today or last week, and then today I had my meeting with my surgeon, and looks like I will have surgery on April 19th. It's hard to plan these things. It's a surgery. It's risky. I've got 2 kids. Life doesn't wait for you. So I let my wife know this day, April 12th, and then she said that doesn't work. Then I said the 19th. She said, well, that doesn't work. And I just said, you know what? We're going to make it work because life doesn't really stop. And I want to get this done and get it going. I heard someone say, I can't remember his name, but I watched tons of YouTube videos on the VSG and saw a guy the other day say he hates the word journey. I agree with him. I don't like the word journey either. Something about it's kind of like the word moist or any other numerous words that I hate in the dictionary. I love cussing, which I don't cuss on my videos, but I do tend to cuss quite a bit outside of the videos. Okay, so 19th, we're going to make it work. April 19th, I have my meeting with my surgeon. My liquid diet starts on April 5th, and then I'm going to go from there. I am excited. I'm excited and a little bit nervous, but mainly excited. My plan is to go in. It's a Wednesday, and I want to be back at work on Monday. It's probably pushing it. I've been told by numerous people don't do that. So I don't know. I'm just going to feel it out and see how it works. I'd like to have the weekend to recover. But one of the things I was going to talk about is how I got here. Because when you do weight loss surgery, I wanted to ask also the YouTube public, do you tell everyone what you're doing? This has kind of been one of those things. I don't like to lie. I want to be able to tell people, but I don't want to tell everyone that I'm having weight loss surgery. I mean, I know I'm on YouTube talking about it, so if they stumble across my ugly mug on YouTube and see me talking about weight loss, I don't really give a crap. I'm okay with that, but I don't want to tell everyone I'm having weight loss surgery. So, for the people out there, what do you do? Are you gonna tell everyone that you're gonna do surgery, or people that have had it? Did you just tell everyone what you're doing? It's odd to tell everyone. I find the people I've talked with so far about it, most of them have been supportive. My wife hasn't been, but it's not for the reasons of she doesn't want me to not get healthy. She's just scared. She's scared of everything. So she hates the thought of me risking my life essentially to have the surgery. The way I have explained it the best I can is that I'm risking my life living the way I'm living. I'm 43. And when you go to the doctor and talk about bariatric surgery at 43, it's fairly a young age, although I see a lot of YouTube videos with younger guys on there, younger guys and girls, a lot of 20-year-old, late 20s or 30-year-olds. So I felt like an old guy on YouTube. If you look at my name, it's never too late. But according to the doctor, I'm pretty young for their patients. They said they see a lot of late 50s. By that time, you have a significant amount of pain in your joints. So my thoughts were, hey, do this now. I haven't done anything with my weight. I've yo-yoed for the last 15 to 20 years, but I haven't been significantly under 250 for many years. So the thought is take care of it now before it becomes diabetes, all the other things. I mean, right now I have good blood pressure. I'm pushing diabetes. Don't have diabetes, but the doctor said I would probably have it within the next 2 years. So take care of it now before it becomes a big issue. I wanted to go back even further though. This is probably going to be my longest video. I don't know why anyone would want to watch all my videos because mine are all pre-op so far. But, you know, why not? I'm going to throw this out there. Where did my food addiction begin? I have predisposition genetics. My whole family is, on my dad's side, is bald and overweight. So we've all been yo-yo diets most of our lives. None of us are more than 350. All of us are under 350. I go back and forth with being the heaviest one in the family. Even cousins are overweight, all of us. So genetically, it's not good for me. The good thing is I'm 6'2", almost 6'3". We're tall, and we can hide fat for a long, long time before people actually say, yeah. I mean, even now people will say, you're not that fat. You don't really need to lose weight. But they don't see me getting ready in the morning. It's brutal. And the older I get, the worse it's getting on me. I mean, even working out, I like to work out. Working out is brutal. I mean, it's hard. I do a lot of older guy stuff. I don't just bench press. I try to do, I've been doing CrossFit, actually, but it's more of an old guy version where I don't lift as heavy weights, but I do a lot of weightlifting, cardiovascular weightlifting. And man, it hurts. Everything hurts. It's worse. Being overweight, you know, doing sit-ups, all of that is just really harder. I think I'll be a good client, a good patient, I mean, because I think I'm going to exercise. Exercise has always been part of my life, and I don't plan on that stopping. I plan on exercise continuing. Of course, I got to take the 6 to 8 weeks, I guess, off. But I'm going to get right back into it. I bought a bike. I'm going to go cycling. I'm going to change it up, do a few other things, a few old guy things. I know you can't really run as you get older. It's harder to run on your knees and stuff. So figured I'd try a bike. Just try a few things. Try a few new things. Also, wanted to keep going back and talk about I had genetic disposition. Food has always been a part of my family culturally. My dad is my dad had a smoker when I was a kid. So big it took a crane to lift it, to put it in our backyard. And he didn't just smoke a rack of ribs. He smoked a whole cow. And he taught me how to smoke meat at a very early age, and how to build the smoker, and how to make the rubs and all that stuff. So we were really into food and just partying, having a lot of parties, having a lot of friends over, drinking beer, eating brisket and ribs and all that stuff, and just having a good time. Food to me has always represented a good time. Drinking with friends, eating with friends, smoking that meat. You know, when my dad would smoke that meat, I would always, test out that crust and take a little nibble. And I pretty much like all kinds of food. My whole life, my dad was like a chef, because the food he made was just, I mean, people came and just be like, oh my God, your dad's food is awesome. Well, I ate it all. I eat it all the time, and I love it. And to this day, food represents a good time to me. Also, when I was in 3rd grade, I don't know how old you are, I think 10, I got really sick. I had a it's like a blood cancer, like leukemia, but I don't want to call it leukemia, but it was a very, very bad deal. My blood cells were turning on one another. And so I was treated with the same kind of treatment they treated for cancer back then, but lots of different drugs. And one of the main ones at the end, once you kind of heal up, you got to pump your body full of prednisone. Prednisone makes you hungry. It's a steroid. And if you see cancer patients, a lot of times you'll see them, they'll have, cancer patient kids, they'll be very swollen. They just look like a swollen tick. That was me in the 3rd grade. I was sick for about a year. When I finally went back to school, I'll never forget it because I was always a pretty fit kid. I'd play a lot of sports, and I went back to school left school sick as the a normal kid, and came back a chubby kid. And I'll never forget it. I mean, kids are brutal. That made me understand people with really, I've never considered my weight problem to be massive most of my life. But then it was. I mean, it drastically changed my thought process on food, and I mean the way people were treated that were overweight. It was brutal, fighting, and I would go home crying. And what did I turn to? What made me happy? Food. I tended to lean on food to make me happy. I was into tater tots and all those starchy foods that make you fat. And my parents, when you're sick, that's what they do. They just want you to be happy. As a kid, when it's sick, parents tend to just kind of do whatever the kids want because, the kids have, I had a shitty year, and they gave me food, whatever I wanted, and I ate a lot of it. So I gained a lot of weight, and I became the chubby kid. And from then on, I've battled with food. And it's hard. I've been in really good shape. I wish I could show you all the pictures. Like, my senior year, captain of the football team, good looking guy, had a full head of hair, and was, really in shape. Worked out a lot. And then as the years went on, I was just total battle with food. I have a lot of emotional attachments to food, and I think that's why my family also, we have genetics, and then we have the emotional attachment to food. My grandparents were very poor growing up, but food was the thing, man. They would have people over, eat, and that's where my dad got it. That's where I got it. I'm still to this day love to have people over and have a party and cook food and drink. So that happens to a lot of us, and we end up here, and thankfully we live in an age where, although this surgery is very risky, I mean, there's a chance I could die having this surgery. We live in an age where the risk is very minimal. I don't take it lightly. I don't want anyone thinking I'm just saying there's no risk at all in having the surgery, because there's a major risk in having the surgery. The percentage is low, and that's the truth. We live in an age where the advancement of this surgery has come a long way, and we are to the point where I don't want to say it's in and out, but 10 years ago the surgery was way different than it is now. So we live in a pretty good age where, like I explained to other people, if you're an alcoholic and there was a surgery that took away, you weren't able to drink as much, trust me, you would do it as an alcoholic. There's nothing different to me, in my opinion, between that and a food addict, such as me. I mean, for example, I used tobacco. I used to dip tobacco for 20 years, and it became something I did every day. I did it during certain times. I drive for my job a lot, so I would get in the car, put a dip in. Then it became I'd go to a movie, put a dip in. And then I went to this class, an online thing, and became friends with a lot of guys that want to stop dipping. They're getting older and want to stop. And I realized we're addicts. We're addicts. We're addicted to nicotine, and I was able to kick it 482 days ago. I know the day. So food is the same thing, except I've never been able to kick this one. I've tried so hard and failed so many times. That's where I'm at now. I'm at this point where I'm going to take care of it. Surgery, April 19th. It's a Wednesday. I've been told the 48 hours of hell, with numerous, people saying the different kinds of pain levels. depending on your surgeon, depending on how your surgery goes, depending on your body. I am ready to go through whatever I need to go through. And I guess I'm even ready for complications. They even tell you, be ready. Put your mind ready for complications, because you need to. You need to be there. You don't want to throw yourself off and be completely a mess if there's a complication. I have to be straight because my wife is someone that will freak if there's a complication. And little story about that. So I'm in medical sales. I sell a lot of different things to the medical field. I'm out and about talking to doctors, physicians, nurses, office staff, things like that. One of my physicians I work for happened to be a plastic surgeon. And this was about 5 years ago. He came up to me once and he was like, "Man, did you used to work out a lot when you were young?" I said, "Yeah, I did." He said, "Let me see." He started to kind of he felt my boobs. He said, "You kind of have a little bit of man boobs going on." I said, "Yeah, I do." And he said, "We can do that. We can do surgery here." And I was like, "Well, yeah, I've seen that." But he said, "Would you be interested?" And I said, "Well, I've never really thought about it." I said, "They do bother me. I don't really like them." He said, "Well, why don't you," he said, "I'll do it for free. I'll do it for free. You pay the anesthesiologist and come in and I'll do it for free." I was like, "Oh, yeah." And he's like, "It's an easy surgery. No big deal." So, guess what? I did it. And went in, woke up, bandaged me up. Basically, they cut around your nipple and then go in and kind of cut out. I won't go into detail, but so I had two, sizable cuts on both sides. They put me under. It was in and out. Bandaged me up. Went home the same day. That night, I had, I bled. They did not, when they do the cauterization, I had a hematoma. I guess that's the word for it. But I bled inside my chest wall where they went in the incision. They go in and they cauterize it. Well, they missed a vessel. I didn't know. In my mind, it's simple surgery, right? That's what they told me. So easy. I woke up the next morning and it was like a football was sticking out of my chest. And my wife was like, "That's not normal, Brandon. You need to do something." So called my doctor. He had already gone. He was gone for the weekend or he was out of town. He's like, "But hey, man," he's like, "I got a guy on call. Call him. He'll meet you at my office. He'll take care of it." So late at night, I can't drive myself, so my wife has to drive me. At the time, our kids were really young, so they had to all come with me down to this surgeon's office at 11 o'clock at night. He cuts me open without anesthesia. He cuts the stitches open, and it goes in with a suction tube and starts sucking out all the blood. About that time, my daughter comes around the corner, and she sees it. Blood's like falling out of my chest. It was horrible. It was absolutely a horrible experience. Get fixed up, go home. Well, I had lost so much blood. It wasn't ever really a dangerous situation. If I would have let it go, it would have been dangerous. But in my wife's eyes, this thing is really getting out of hand. And at this point, she's pissed at me. She's so mad because she didn't want me to do it. And she thought it was stupid. And I was trying to convince her it was no big deal. Get home, lay on the couch. And I'm like, "Just leave me alone. Kids are in bed. Just go lay in bed, and I'll just sleep on the couch tonight." And I said, "I just want to sit up." And she's like, "Fine." So she goes to bed. Well, I get up to pee, and I freaking collapse on the floor from basically loss of blood. And just when I got up, I was out for maybe 2 seconds. But it was enough for we have wooden floors, so it was enough for my wife to come running in the living room, just screaming. She thought I died, So I woke up laughing. I thought it was hysterical. She, to this day, is just pissed about it. So when I bring up this surgery, she hasn't been supportive. She's scared to death. I get it. I don't know why I went off that tangent, but I just wanted you to know I understand that surgery is serious. but I'm still excited about it. I'm still excited about losing weight. April 19th is my date. I will probably do one more video the day of or the night before. I might even do a video during my 2-week-long liquid diet. The protein I love is you get it at Sam's. It's Premier, and they said some people like it, some people don't. I freaking love it. I've been drinking that stuff. I've been replacing a meal. I'm down. When I started this whole program, I was around 320, 318, 322, somewhere in there. Right now I'm at 298. So, you know, I've lost 22 pounds since I started in November. And what I do is I replace a meal every day with that Premier drink. And for the most part, I'm doing better. You know, I don't drink a lot of Coke or pop or anything like that. But anyway, I found these Premier drinks at Sam's, which you can get for cheap, $10 for 12 or $12 for 12. You know, they take money off if you're a Sam's member. Premier, they have banana cream, chocolate, vanilla. All three of them, I could literally, if they were, I mean, they don't fill me up, but they're delicious. So that's what I'm going to use for my liquid diet for 2 weeks. I'm not sick of any of them yet. I've been drinking them now since November, one a day at least. Sometimes I'll replace 2 meals and drink 2 a day. It's going to be real hard for me. I'm dreading the liquid diet. Absolutely dreading the liquid diet. I don't see myself being able to cut out everything. And he said you can fall off the wagon. A lot of people do. He said, but when I go in for surgery, this is from the surgeon, he said, if you fall off the wagon and eat something, I will know it, because your liver responds to carbohydrates. And if you eat carbohydrates, your liver gets bigger. And so he said he'll know. And he said, you know, if you want complications, the more chances of complications, you know, make your liver bigger. He said that's one of the worst complications is your liver. He said I'm not really overweight enough to be a massive liver. He said, but all the help we can get. So to me, I'm going to drink a ton of water, like they said. I'm going to be exercising a lot more, cardiovascular, getting my heart pumping over the next few weeks just to get ready, so that I have a good metabolism going into the surgery, so I can get up from the surgery and walk. I want to be able to do that immediately. And I'm going to drink a lot of water. I'm going to do my protein for 2 weeks. It's going to suck. And then I'm going to follow the directions directly and exactly as they told me. That's the plan. This is a long video, and I don't know if I've educated anyone on anything, but I'm at my son's soccer practice and I'm just sitting here, so I figured I would make a long video about my life. I can go into a lot more detail about the food thing, but I think most of us understand food addictions. If you're skinny and you're watching this video, then you probably don't understand. You probably have another addiction in your life, so and if you do, then you can compare it to that. That's exactly what it is. That's it for now, and I will check back in maybe before my surgery. If not, I will definitely make one after my surgery, the day after, day of, somewhere like that. April 19th, that's the day. I've been waiting for a long time for this. If you see this video, you know, shoot me out some prayers, give me some positive thoughts. I have a family to take care of, so all the prayers I can get, I appreciate it, and I will talk to you guys later.